Hello, my budding factory enthusiast. We are going to be hopping in and doing the first hour or so of gameplay. We are going to choose our northern forest here because this is where I like to go. I feel like it has the best source of resources, and I know that area pretty well. So I'll be able to hop in, find the things that we need to find, and be moving on. Decided to go ahead and skip the initial launching pad sequence. It's something that you can do on your own, and it doesn't really change the gameplay at all, but that'll save us a few minutes to where we don't have to sit here and watch it. So we have landed. We do not have anything on us. So if we open up our stuff, we can see we can build a hub, space elevator, crafting benches, our beginner stuff here, so biomass burners, logistics, and organization. One of the first things we want to do is we are going to need a lot of leaves. So while we are running, but a little tip is you can hold down E, and then as you run through things, it'll pick up everything that you look at. You don't actually have to press it every single time. You can just run around holding down E, but you have to look at the item first, press it and hold. That way it pops up. And we are just going to collect everything we can. As you can see, we are on this little road here, and we have first Mercier spear. So we got our Pelberry. We need to open our inventory.
Potential edible collected. If consumed before authorized is compatible with the human digestive system by Fixit, the consumer is responsible for any and all consequences. Store this potential resource for later use.
So we're going to go and grab us this first spear.
The astrobiologist Dr. D.M. Mercer was the first to recognize the presence and probable nature of these alien artifacts. These chain-melted state spheres are named in his honor. Each sphere emits a unique signal and will require study to determine local application. Store it for later use. Samples of new alien species acquired. Notable features are blunt teeth, suggesting it is herbivorous, and a thickly plated skull and spine, suggesting it is proficient at inflicting and receiving blunt force trauma. Preserve the remains for later study.
We found that. We're going to open up our map. Oh, we don't have access to our map yet. Hold down V. So if you hold down V, you get your scanner. So we can look for iron ore, copper ore, or limestone. And I believe this is something that would have happened inside of the tutorial. But we've played this before, so we don't need that. Where are we? This little pond here. And we are going to want to pick up a few of these for some healing, and also to go
potential edible collected. Reminder that look and smell alone do not provide sufficient data to determine exact risk of consumption. Just because it looks like you can eat it does not mean it won't eat you. Store this potential resource for later use.
Coming up. We're just going to follow down this road here, and this is going to lead, in my opinion, one of the very best places to set up your first base, because of the just mass amounts of resources that are available here. First, you have this water, which is actually very, very important for your development as you unlock, especially some of the early resource upgrade. So once you get where you can do refinery, you can throw in once you get to where you can build refineries, you can mix the ores with water and you more than double the output. It's not a significant amount of water either. It's a pretty small amount in comparison. So it's a good choice. Alright, so we found here. We're going to go and grab a few more leaves. Just going to go and make sure we got plenty of leaves. And such. Okay, so let's find us a good place to throw in. Alright, so we got our limestone there, which is going to be useful. And let's just go ahead and come up here and knock these guys. They're going to be blocking our resources. Can you see? Bad guys? Very high chance that they are going to be protecting something. So here we go. And this is one of the resources. So we found this is a pure node of iron, which means at the base level we're going to be making 120 iron per minute, which is pretty good. And then we got a second one right here next to it. Okay, so iron's our first resource we need to be covering. And we can't build anything over that until we get that down. So I'm going to go ahead and go in here to our production. Let's go and throw down our miner. We'll have them facing down that hill. We'll set up our first little base here. We're not going to be super concerned about placement because this is our starter and we are going to tear all of it down once we get some stuff unlocked. So first thing we're going to want to look to unlock here is our base building. Go ahead and do that. And now a trick I didn't know that they had done, which is great, is if you're looking at it, you can just press down the spacebar and it auto crafts, so you don't actually have to hold the button anymore. So that will save you a lot of time for your manual crafting. Though we don't really need to be doing a lot of manual crafting. We're going to come in here, let's throw our wood in here because it burns a little better. And let's go ahead and start on our first thing that we can do. Alright, so right now we don't have access to splitters yet. So what we're going to do is we're just going to throw down a single smelter. We're going to throw our ramp down into there. And then we're going to press our number 2. And if you have it selected, it'll automatically do a pull if you go down here. So we're going to throw that there, because in there. Now what this will do is if you look at the machine, you'll see that we are producing 120 iron ore per minute. Okay, we're going to come down here and we're going to select iron ingots. So now we're doing 30 to 30 and we have that to do. Alright, now to complete this cycle, we're going to do a constructor. So we're just going to line that up with that. You press Control, it'll auto start lining up. And then we need to connect that to power so it builds. And we're going to do iron plates. That's 30 iron ingots in, 2 plates. And let's clear out this brush. Before we set stuff on top of it. Okay, so we got that. Now let's have somewhere for that stuff to go afterwards. We're going to put our storage container. You can see that the orange is the accepting, blue is the so now it will create the plates, put them in here, and it'll move us along. Alright, so we've got that one up, so we do have a second one. But let's do something else first. Let's go in here, let's throw down another constructor. And this will save us a lot of personal time. And we're going to... So, Another tip is if you can grab one of these poles and you can put it on the line. And then you can move it and set it down. And then auto connects to the line. So you don't have to. I'm going to connect that to it. And we're going to do biomass leaves, and we're just going to throw the leaves in there. And let's make us a storage here. Alright, we want the green facing the orange, right? So we're going to come over here to this side. One and two. Alright, and then we'll do the 3. And then we can just dump all our leaves in here. And then we'll throw another storage container. Throw that in. Connect that. And this will save us a ton of time having to do this biomass converter early on. Now, something else that we're going to have to keep in mind is if you look at the power poles or any of the buildings, you can see that we have a max production of 12.1. We have a max consumption here, and then we are consuming like right at our limit. So you can see that this dude only produces that. So that means if we want to run more, we're going to need to run this second one. So let's take the biomass that we're generating automatically, throw that puppy in there, and we will have enough to do a second line. Alright, we can see that we have a few things we need. So we've got our plates up and running. Looks like we need to do our rods. So let's come up here to this other one, and we'll get another line going. So production, minor. Gonna throw that puppy down. Go ahead and go into the smelter. Press control to where it lines up. Throw that in there. Connect it. Okay. And then we are going to go to our constructor. Press control, line that puppy up. Down here. And once again, this is not an optimal setup. This is a temporary one until we get some stuff unlocked, because we're using splitters and all sorts of other things. So this is just an initial setup to get rolling. And then we're going to throw a connector line here, get this down. Let's go ahead and connect this to the second one. And eventually we'll get all the stuff hooked into the same power grid. But for right now, we'll just keep them separate. Okay, so we're going to do iron rods, and there we go. So that'll get our rods rolling. And then the second item, or third item rather, is we need our limestone to make our concrete. So we'll head down here. We have to mine this out. This is one going to take a long time. There we go. Alright, now we're going to go into another miner. Oh. And then we don't need a smelter for this one. This goes straight to here. Alright, so then we'll throw down storage box. Oh, we don't have enough rods. Let's see if it's made any rods for us yet. We are getting low on line cable already. So we'll connect that in. And that's going to put us over. So let's see if we can do something about that, huh? Alright, so you see here we got this. Let's go one. Let's connect this to another line. Let's see if both of them together. Oh, we're out of cable. So we have to go with cable up and down. Let's get this going. We'll get a few more rods. We can burn through our wire to get our cable up, so let's see if that can work. So that's a priority. And for the second, we need to get this done. And we just got a hodgepodge of weird stuff. So we got all these connected. Let's see if both of them together for everything. And they can. Much rejoicing. And this needs to turn to concrete. That'll give us what we need for that. Let's see what we need for more power because we are running loose. So we need more. So I happen to know there's a copper node right here, but if you were curious, you could just press V and search for the copper. So we're going to just dig up some of this stuff here. Now what you can do is we do have these right here. You can throw those down. You scroll your middle mouse button. Now you can throw that down. And that will auto collect some ore for you. And then you can go through and do like that yourself. Alright, we're gonna give that a second and let's just go check on our production lines. Let's make sure everything's running smoothly for the moment. So this doesn't have a storage, so let's make sure to keep that empty. Take all the materials out, because we need them at the moment. Eventually we'll just be stocking all the stuff, but we're not quite there. Alright, take that. And when we get back, it should have been long enough that it will have completed most of its. Should have gave us the full thing of it. Pretty close. Alright, so that gave us. Early game, you just want to be collecting because you're going to need so much. And I need so much of this until you get your coal up and running. So your coal is going to be the next item that you're looking to gather and go through. So let's go ahead and go in here, throw in that extra grass that we just picked up. And then comes with the crafting. We're going to craft our copper ingots. So let's just go and hit our spacebar. And it probably would have been a better idea to set up our copper before the concrete. Looking back, just because it would have given us more access to other things. We did get 2 wire off of each ingot. Now, if you have the time, if you can just go AFK for a while, a really good idea is to just load up on, especially early game, load up on this stuff, come hit your spacebar, and then go do something for like 20 minutes, and come back and you'll have a bunch of a resource. Okay, so have enough to put down a biomass furnace, so now you have more power out. Alright, so we can throw that. We don't want to use the wood, but we're going to want to convert the wood as well. But that is why we are doing all of this. So, boop. And now we can connect it to our power grid here. And that gives us some options. Now we can automate. Our other thing here. So, but we are missing cable now. We're gonna need that. Well, let's see. Do we need it for the miner? We do not. So let's go pick up our guy here. Pick him up and then we can use him to build our miner. We don't have the cable. But I gave us what we needed for bringing some more wire. So we're just going to take a second. I'm going to throw this in ourselves. Alright, so we need a smelter, which we don't have stuff for. Let's go and get the miner up and running. Alright, smelter. Let's go. Connect it. And we'll throw that in because we only have 4 connections at this point in the game. Throw that in there. And then we'll go with constructor. We don't have the stuff for constructor. Alright, so we're just gonna have to wait for a moment. Like a fuel. So let's go and grab some more. This one creates 30. Okay, so that's where the there is. Alright, so let's go see where we're sitting with everything. Go ahead and grab our concrete. I think we should have enough to do our first milestone, which is our base building. Here. Those, and as we come in here to our hub, we can fill in the stuff that it needs. Alright, so we're still a little short on the concrete. We're not too far off. So let's just see what else we need. Pretty much as far as we can go with most everything. Grab that concrete here. Let's grab up this limestone and we'll crack out some of the concrete we need. And we also do have to crack out our cabling and such. We do not have stuff for the reinforced plates yet. Okay. Yeah, let's see, we need screws. We'll do up a few reinforced plates we didn't actually do, we didn't actually craft the reinforced bites, we just crafted the materials for them. Alright, so we need 2. So we make that 6 there. Alright, we got that. We'll throw the constructor down. So about 15 minutes should be backing up inside there. Okay, so now we have access to
Milestone reached. Several new structures are now available for improving factory organization. Foundations provide a building grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure. In the event that you are experiencing amnesia for all events prior to planetfall, be reassured that memories of beloved humans and/or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
So we're going to work on the wire because we need 3 iron wire. So in about 1.5 minutes, we should have a pretty good chunk of what we need. We'll get one of these, probably this one. Yeah. Let's go to throw that in, turn it back on. Oh. And also, one of the greatest things that came out, and I don't know which model it came in, but we're going to throw that in there, so this will auto feed, and we don't have to feed it on there anymore. This was probably the single greatest improvement that they put into this game, in my opinion. And this is just such a great thing. I was always complaining before when it first came out in pre-release. Not pre-release, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Early access. When it came out in early access, it's just the amount of time and energy it took to run around all of the biomass generators was just pretty excessive. So now you can actually get it up on autopilot. Alright, great. So those are back in. We're going to let this copper keep going for a minute. Or just burn through the rest of this copper ingot so we don't have it sitting with us either. And we'll probably go ahead and do that iron ingots. It's just 6 of them. And that'll get us to where we need to be. Go collect, and I think we'll have enough if we craft the wire ourselves to go and get our logistics, which is going to open a lot of doors for us. So we'll have our foundations that we can put in and our logistics, so we can actually act like big boys and set up some legitimate lines. Back over here. See, we've got 120 copper, so not quite there, copper-wise. Not falling behind on our energy production. There's nothing more annoying than having to stop what you're doing mid-planning and have to go run, collect leaves to throw in so you don't run out of biomass. Looks like we got a pretty good chunk here, so I don't think we're going to have any problems. Let's go grab. Now the foliage, the little grass stuff does grow back, so you could infinitely just kind of go about and try to do the biomass burners, but it just takes personal time, which is what you want to get away from just as quickly as you can. Alright, so we're going to do iron rods, because that's what we're short on for that. We'll make more plates for a minute and rods on base levels, so it's a good investment for that. And we'll go ahead and craft up what we need there. We need about 150, which the should be making the wire over there already, so. We'll need it because we'll need more cable and everything else. It's an early game. This is just a mad rush to try to get up and collect all this stuff as quickly as possible. Here. Now we can drop the stuff in that we need, and we can send out. And we have logistics up and running.
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to save space.
Clear that up so that we clear screws, which will go quickly. So I'm not going to automate that line just yet. So let's go ahead and take this. And let's get us. We got our logistics, so let's go ahead and throw us in a storage box here real quick. That automated. Alright, so we're going to need more miners in order to set up more lines. So we're not going to even touch what we have now, we're just going to go out and do more. So what we need is the special, and we need the equipment workshop, and this is where we can make the mega miners. Okay. So we're going to do, let's just go ahead and do 3 more of these. And what's great is these used to not stack, so they would take up a lot of the inventory. Now they don't stack. They do stack, rather. Okay, so let's go grab that. Come up here and get our rods. They produce so slow. So, actually, you know what? We're going to just go ahead and redo these lines. Why not? So, take all this down. concrete because we need it. Alright, so now when we get into foundation, so let's go ahead and go in and let's redo our, let's put our level 1 foundations as 1, so you just hover over it and you press the button you want it to set in. And now let's go into our logistics, and we're going to do splitters as 4 and mergers as 5. And we're going to be doing a lot of smelters, so let's go into our production. Do smelters as 6 and constructors as 7. And that should be pretty much how we need to set up. So we're going to start with 1. We're going to hold down control because there is such a thing as a world grid. So that will automatically snap it into the world grid. Alright, and we're going to come in here, set it in here. And so now whenever we build another building, if we press control, no matter where it is in the world, it'll snap into the same pattern here. That way you don't come back and like your buildings hit like this or even worse angle, right? So we're going to come through and we're just going to do up and then we'll go through and we'll end up connecting and all of the other stuff the same. Alright, so we have 120 being produced. And now let's look at our smelters. So if we click on our smelter, let's see what it makes. So let's scoot it back a little bit so we get some room. You can see that it takes 30 iron, or to make 30 iron units. So we can do 4 smelters. So let's go ahead and do that up. So we can, let's just place them right next to each other. That's 3, and we need 1 more. So let's put down this foundation here. And we should be able to snap that in there. Alright, so we have all 4 of those. We got our yellow pointing that way. Now we have to be able to run our line into it. Okay, so let's go here. If you look at the splitter, you'll see that there are the blue-green arrows and the orange-yellow arrows. What we want is for the orange arrows is where stuff's going to go in and it's going to come out through the blue. So set that there. We're going to connect that here, and so now when stuff goes in there, it'll get split to both of those. Okay? But we can't go here just yet because then we don't have a 4th line to get to that one. So we're going to come through, press our 4, and we want the arrows pointing back because we're going to feed it through there. And then let's connect through there and there. Now we still only have 1 coming in here, so let's press another 4 here. And we're going to have that back arrow pointing there. And we have to connect this, so you want to look right back in there, connect those, connect that. And then we're not going to be able to run this here, so let's just reposition this guy. So we'll tear him down. We get back 100% of what we put in, so it's not a big deal. We'll just turn that to that angle there, so we connect. And then we've got our production line up. So let's do it here, connect to our grid. And we're going to need another one because that is enough connections. So I'll use this 2. And we're going to need actually even another one. So we'll do it here. Let's see, we should have 1 more. Alright, so all 4 of these are now connected. We have an input, and you can see that this is going to go in here, and then every other one will go here and here. So how the splitters work is it equally divides in sequence. So if you have 2, it'll go 1 and 1, 2, 3, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And cycle through, what you get. Now, if we come in here, we can actually press copy sentence and come in here, and do here. Or we can do something speeds it up is Control C, which will copy it. And then the thing is you have to make sure that it's highlighted, and you press Control V, and then it will drop those settings in. So you don't have to actually open any of the properties. And then from now on, whenever you do those, you'll be the one auto-selected, and you go. Okay, so we have got 4 of these puppies, creating 30 of them. So we have 124 being converted, 120 tickets. Alright, so now what do we do? So if we're wanting to mass produce, what we can do is there are mode changes. So if we do that, it's and now we can go through here. So 1, 2, 3, you can go out to 10. We don't want to go that wide. We'll be switching over at some point, but not just yet. Here. Alright, so we know something important to keep in mind is that your logistics, your belts have a speed. So we can merge these into 2 different lines because this one takes 60. So we have to merge those into 2 different lines, or we have to do one. So this was, let's say we want to go ahead and stick with, well, we've got plates going on down there. Let's do our round. So let's put it in there, and we'll put this guy. Alright, so now let's say we want to trade a big rod. So we got 15 rods, okay? And we have a total of 120 we produced. 120 divided by 15 means we can do exactly, so we can do 8 trucks. So, but we have to do some math to see how it works, because it works out weird, right? Because we have 30, or no, actually it's pretty easy. So this one's pretty easy. So one of these will power 2 of these. So I think we can actually do this one right here. Oh, we're out of cable. So now we have to go and get our cable up and running. And we're probably just going to handcraft that. So let's grab this stuff. Get us a little backlog cable. We'll go down to about 350 of the wire. There about. Alright, there we go. Let's just go ahead and drop this stuff in. And we don't have enough rods yet to do this stuff. Finish. Setting up for that. So we'll go press R7, this up. I guess that is too close, so we're just going to go over here. Alright, so we can press 4, that is our splitter. See that we've got it lined up. Alright, so we gotta have the income coming in here. Pop that over. That did not do what we wanted it to do, which was go into and then we'll connect that to that. And bring this one in. And then we will do rods. Control C. Control. Hide my point. There we than I thought was necessary, but oh well. Alright, and then we need to connect these to power. Let's take a look at our power because we don't want to get too haywire. Alright, so right now we're producing the same amount as electricity. Okay. So we have 70 capacity. So let's see if we have Alright, so we got a 70 capacity. So we're working below that. That's just good. Alright, so let's do one. We'll pop these out here. And we'll get access to the let's go ahead and now we need to be able to take this stuff from the park. So we got 15. So let's do some more up. So let's do 7 here. We'll flip that around to where we got orange facing out. And you see that we're lined up with the other one. And a nice straight line. And we're missing our little lights. So let's just go ahead and set up and then, so we got 7, pop that over. And we want to line up with that one, thereabouts, so let's see, we're going to go right about there. Up there. And if we talk modes, it's got belt shape thing, then it'll go from whatever to whatever. So let's see. There we go. That way we got a nice straight line that goes out, and goes and turns. And I'm okay with that. Actually, it probably would have looked better to come out here and then better, but you know what they say, hindsight 50-50, all that good stuff. So we need to come in, and we are going to need to make us some reinforced plates, which means we need more screws. Burn through all of our runs. It's okay. We got some stuff to make now if we need it. Let's just do up a handful so we're not without here in a minute. And rods are nice. They're 1 for 1 little tick. And we need to do a handful of these. So it's 2 per. Let's do about 10 maybe. I will just let that finish off with 10 more. So let that run through all the screws. Then let's just go ahead and finish up our screw base here whenever we let's get our screws up for that. Actually, it's going to take too long for that. We'll set up a production line for that. backwards, we need to turn it up. Alright. Control V. Now it's set, but not connected to power. So we can do that. Let's move us a power line over here. We can put it right here. That's connected. So we've got 60 rods per minute being made. So we can actually put all of these into one merger if we want. So let's just go ahead and do that. So select our merger. And you see the mergers are the opposite. There's one green and 3 orange. So we're just going to do the opposite pattern there. Connect those. Connect those. Actually, what we can do for the constructors, which makes it, I think, a little more efficient, is we put the blue ones facing each other. Just make sure that they're lined up here. Come in between them. Up we go, making our plates. So grab our plates. Okay, so go ahead and just press 5. And we're going to have that facing out. Just like that. Alright, so now we can do here and here. So I'll connect that. And we need to connect those. Those two. Here. And as you can see, so this and this will feed into this, which will push it into that. This and this goes into that, which pushes it into that. Alright, and then, so we are making 60 rods per minute right now. So let's go ahead and throw down some more here. And let's put us a storage in. So, press Q, and let's quick Q that up as an 8. So, alright, so we have that coming out. Let's pump that over. About here. Line there. And then the rods will be fed into there at a rate of 60 per minute. And here we go. So we got we're using half of our production. We're making smelters there. Pulling out 60 rods per minute. Now let's take this a step further. And let's take a look at what we need to go with the screws. I know that the screws go here. Alright, so the screws take 10 rods per minute to make 40 screws. So we need quite a bit of screws. So let's do half. Okay, so let's take this off. And let's do this to where we go opposite direction here. Or actually, let's do something a little different. Let's show moving up rather than out. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our foundation. Actually, yeah, we're going to have to be able to get up there. Foundations, and we're going to do our ramps. So we're going to go up with our ramp. And we can zoom that. Let's go up 3. And now we can connect here. Move that out 3. And that makes see how much working on moving our base upwards. Alright, and we're going to do our screws over here. So what we can do is we go into our here, and we're going to raise this up with the conveyor. Alright, if we come about right here, this is going to be the level of what we need. Now let's do 3 screws. That'll use half of the rods that we've got rolling. So we need 1. Alright, and we will put a splitter down to separate all that out. So we're going to put that here. Where separates that out. We're just going to put it right up next to it. So a little space with little reinforcements we call it. Connect that there. Connect that there. And that's the space. That one we can't do that. So what we can do is if you mess with the facings, we put this here. Should have just slid that up. Now we got the rods coming up. They're going to come in here, and we need to set this to screw. So Control C, Control V, Control V, and all these are set to screws. Move that over. Get the power line up there. What's cool is once you've selected it, you can run around even if you can't see it. You're out of line, so you can still get to everything there. And then you can go here. Second, so we have one to go. And we have broken our power grid. There's a slug, so let's go ahead and get our slug while we're sitting there, and then we'll go finish our power line. And I'm not super concerned with it. It's pretty, but we'll tear it down once we get our slug. Actually, yeah, I don't know why I didn't just go that route. We got access to our power slug right there.
This semi-slug species seems to persist entirely through absorbing and storing energy from its surroundings.
Select it and burn it.
Studying this could provide new methods for improving fix-it production line efficiency. Store this potential resource for later use.
While holding down Control. And let's see what we need here. With that, we're just kind of over. Let's see if we. Oh, let's see if our. Yeah, it looks like those are still buffed up. So we just need another. Just need another power. Let's go in here to power. So let's another one of these puppies. Connect it to the grid somewhere. Yep. That'll be the next thing we do is we're going to go automate that out. Something else you can do is if you have your splitter, you can put it directly on a line and split off of it. And this is ugly as all get out, but once again, this is a temporary setup. I guess the, 'cause, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. 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 Let's stuff hasn't made it to it. Yeah, these level 1 belts are so slow. It's basically 1 per second, so let's wait. There we go. Now we can do it. Alright, now we got enough. We got 15 cut in. Let's make sure our grass isn't running out. Alright. Come up here and let's see our screws are being used, so let's go ahead and merge these into one. So we see that they're 40 apiece, so our conveyors only go at 60. So if we try to merge these in singularly right now, we are going to be netting a loss of production. So rather than that for the moment, until we get to our next level, we are just going to do regular storages, but we're out of place. This will be good. So we're producing enough that we're able to stockpile some rods while producing screws. And we're producing 120 of it, which isn't too bad. So let's just go around here. And we'll put a storage down for each one. Are facing that way, and we're just going to bump it up as close as we can. We fell sort of. Not really, but still. We're rather disappointing. So now we got our screws up and running. Got our rods up and running. We got our wire, and we have our... We do have some plates. There is fall damage, as you saw. Here. So, for here rather, we have 300, we did. So we got our field research. Now we can...
Milestone reached. Supply the molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, with local resources to research and develop new technologies. Potential technologies include exploration tools, weapons, and factory buildings. These are essential for maximizing your Pioneer efficiency in alignment with Fixit's core pillars: construct, automate, explore, and exploit. To advance Fixit's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract.
Get our man off of that, which is super important. We don't need any. Seems like, yeah, this one down. So the wood is a lot more efficient for the bio, by the way. So we don't want to just throw that in. Wood burns a lot more efficiently than gas, but outside of that initial, we don't want to be doing on it. So we got this alien. So we can research out this guy here.
The remains researched belong to an organism now dubbed the fluffy-tailed hog. It has many characteristics that would likely classify it among the Suidae family were it native to Earth. Hog remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving Pioneer safety during exploration.
Some of the by far best things to do. We'll probably do a series.
Mercer sphere analysis completed. Established local planetary signature of massage 2, AB, B, in the local Mercer sphere signals, allowing them to be tracked by the object scanner. Mercer spheres can also transmit data between specific.
Witness our scripture, witness our windows, have you come to defile our shrine? Sing this song.
Arguing the existence of intelligent alien life. While Fixit has figured out the method, all of the original data is still untranslatable. Sometimes toes need to be stepped on for the sake of progress. Fortunately for you, I have no toes.
That'll give us power shards, which is something that we can do to build up. And then here, we'll want to get this, and then we can scan for. Let's see, do we have the capabilities to build a scanner? Big scanner, yes. So let's do that. And we'll do the scanning, and we'll probably end this as our first hour in. And I'm probably going to do this as a series, so we'll be doing another one after this one. So let's go and select here. We got a Mercer steer this direction. And we're probably going to have to build and climb, so what we're going to do is we're going to make sure we got some plates and some concrete for early game. So let's go ahead and grab that, and then I think we have like plates. How many plates we got? Yeah, we got 142. Should be more than enough. So, looks like this is that hard one. So that's a bad example. But what we can do is we can go here and see mushrooms. So we got a mushroom that is this direction. So you just look. If you look away from it, it gets less. But if you're looking at it, it gets closer. So. Where is it? Oh no, I walked past it, I guess. Oh, there it is. There's another one. It doesn't hurt to go explore early game for sure. But I think this is going to wrap up our first one that we're going to do here. So, just a recap. We're going to do mining and smelters, structures, storage, different lines. Once you get each of those different lines up and running, then you come through and get your splitters unlocked. Gives you access to more options. And then you get into full production lines, such as this, where we are running and making rods, making screws. We went over how to get up top, how to find all the different resources, and then the scanner. So I think the scanners are one of the most underutilized thing in the game. Super important to be able to find the stuff that you need. Where is... And too bad we don't have a doggo nearby. We can actually go ahead and befriend a doggo. And that's something I suggest doing as early game as possible, because they will bring you stuff. And they usually bring you pretty good stuff for early game. Late game, it's kind of meh. I mean, like, they bring you a rotor or a motor or something. You've already got thousands of those. You know, you're making a couple hundred of them a minute or something. It doesn't matter. But at this point in the game, I mean, that would be just a culmination of quite a bit of time and energy in order to make that. And sometimes they'll bring you even crazier stuff like computers or nuclear rods or something. So you just never know what they're going to bring you. And these will take explosives. Okay, I think this will conclude this version. And go ahead and wait for day 2. Thanks for watching.